Not in recent history had a team so dominated its sport like the 1985 Chicago Bears.
3, 2, 1. The dream is reality. The Chicago Bears are world champions of football.
They were world champions in the truest sense. NFL ambassadors off to London on a preseason mission.
Where we go, cheerio. Hello.
Big William rode the double-deckers and gazed at Big Ben. A country once governed by Prime Minister Harold Wilson met Defense Minister Otis Wilson, while Walter Payton ran into rock star Phil Collins.
Hello, Walter. How are you? Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure's all mine.
Ah, okay.
Who's that?
That's my son, Simon.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
Yeah. Could you sign his ball for him?
Be glad to.
All right, thank you.
See, no wonder they can hold the ball. Look at the hands.
After winning over the hearts of Londoners as well as the game against Dallas, it was time to pop back across the pond and defend their Super Bowl title. Pressured to repeat and targeted by opponents, the Bears would be severely tested.
Third down and 5 from the 20. The play, pick it up. The football, it's picked up on the play by the Bears. Get it to the end zone. With a touchdown, it's Wilbur Marshall.
He got the sack and recovered the fumble touchdown. Did he get the sack? He went right through Eric Kimball.
Payton in motion to the left side. Flutie takes rolling out left, being chased by Browner. Stops and heaves the left side of the end zone for Payton over the shoulder. Saved for the touchdown!
If there's one thing tougher than winning a world championship, that's defending one. But in 1986, the Bears won 14 games, the most ever by a defending champion. They opened the season by winning 6 in a row and closed it out with another 7 straight victories. Along the way, 4 different quarterbacks guided them. Key injuries plagued them, and in the end, they came up short of their dream to repeat as world champions, although it wasn't for a lack of effort. As Mike Ditka stated, we may have lost the battle, but we haven't lost the war. We will be back. In 1985, Chicago broke camp on a mission. With a reputation, that mission would be even tougher to accomplish in 1986.
You're going to have trouble getting off the ball, then keeping your lane.
It's another year, and it's going to be tough. Everybody's going to be shooting for the Bears. So we have to tighten our belts a little bit and just, bear down and go get them.
The sleds were hit. London was conquered. And on opening day, the Bears rang in 86 with a dramatic exhibition of big plays against Cleveland.
Look out. 20, got an opening. 25, tripped up across the 30, breaks a tackle, 35, 40 down the right side. He may go all the way. He's going to go all the way to the 20, to the 15, to the 5. Touchdown! And the Bears are on the board in electrifying fashion. In the slot left side is Webster Slaughter. Kozar lost it. Wilbur Marshall at the 45, and he's going to go all the way down the right sidelines. 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Wilbur Marshall.
Jim McMahon was forced out of action in the fourth quarter, but ultimately Mike Tomczak and Matt Suhey landed the knockout punch.
Suhey, the little setback. Tomczak marks out the signals. Give to Suhey. Starting to the left. Cuts back toward the middle. Tackle to the right for the touchdown.
Touchdowns by the special teams, the defense, and the offense key to 41-31 victory. But the following week versus Philadelphia, touchdowns would be hard to come by against an old buddy named Brian.
Get to him. Oh, no.
Maury Buford's booming punts helped Chicago win the important battle of field position, not only in this game, but all season long. Just as the play of Chicago's truly special teams aided them throughout the year. In overtime, the The special teams won it as Dave Durison forced a fumble that Vesti Jackson recovered, setting the stage for Kevin Butler.
Butler with the arm extended, and here's the snap, the placement made, the kick by Butler is the Bears have defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 13-10.
Against Green Bay, Steve Fuller and Keith Ortego spearheaded a come-from-behind 25-12 win for Chicago's third straight victory. After 3 hard-fought triumphs, the Bears buried the Bengals for their 4th straight. McMahon was back. He scored on his own, hooked up with Peyton for another, and found Willie Gault deep for a 21-0 first-quarter lead.
Peyton Malone set back. McMahon steps to the pocket. Rainbowing the left side. Going for Willie Gault. He's got it there. At the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
All right. The defense picked off 5 passes, logged 4 sacks, and held Cincinnati to 60 yards rushing, while Thomas Sanders closed out a 44-7 romp in an undefeated September.
5 in Chicago territory. Handoff Sanders finds a hole off the left side, down the left sideline. 30 to the 40, 45, 50. He's going all the way to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! 75-yard run.
The Minnesota Vikings outscored everyone in the NFC last season. In Week 5, they were shut down and shut out. The Bears won for the 20th consecutive time behind McMahon, rolling to their 5th straight win, 23-0. Powered by 5 first-half sacks and a touchdown run by Dennis Gentry, the Bears ran over Houston 20-7. With a spotless 6-0 record, the Bears had picked up right where they left off. There were many reasons for their dominant start. One was the offensive line. It begins with All-Pro center Jay Hilgenberg, number 63, as the Bears led the entire NFL in rushing for a record 4th straight year. Hilgenberg guards Tom Thayer, number 57, Mark Bortz, and Kurt Becker were battering rams up the middle. All-Pro Jim Covert stood up defensive ends, and Keith Van Horn helped give Bear quarterbacks the safest pass pocket in the NFC. Though often sidelined, Jim McMahon started in 6 Bear victories. And Chicago won 7 times behind Mike Tomczak. Veteran Steve Fuller was a willing and able backup. Willie Gault turned in his best year ever, catching scoring passes from all 4 quarterbacks, including Doug Flutie by season's end. A rotating quarterback derby and the absence of receiver Dennis McKinnon lessened the effectiveness of the passing game. But possession receiver Keith Ortego and home run hitter Willie Gault were a pair that could be counted on. Another consistent pair were tight ends Tim Reitman, number 80, and Emery Moorhead, both sure-handed third-down targets. Summer camp and the preseason will ultimately determine who will be next year's starting quarterback. But there's one Bear whose job is certain, a man with little left to prove.
Gentry in motion to the right side. It is a 2nd down and 1 from the 26. Give to Walter. He's got a 15,000 yards as he takes it up the middle across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Walter Payton has just crossed the 15,000-yard plateau. And the way he's going, 18,000 seems like it's just around the corner.
Against the Eagles, number 34 established a new mark and promptly achieved another.
Moorhead on the wing, right side. Long count by Tomczak. Moorhead in motion to the near side. Hand off to Payton. Leaps left side. 100th rushing touchdown in the illustrious career of Walter Payton. 3rd player ever to gain 100 touchdowns rushing.
Illustrious indeed. And after 12 seasons, Walter Payton, at the age of 32, still played like a hungry rookie. the 10th time, Peyton rushed for over 1,000 yards. He now has over 16,000 and finishes off every run as only he can. His statistics have assured him a place in the Hall of Fame. His determination has assured him a place in the heart of every football fan. Peyton has started 168 straight games, a true testament to his remarkable dedication and conditioning. As usual, he was the man, but this season, there were others capable of sharing the burden.
Everybody has an equal approach to it. Dennis Gentry, Calvin Thomas, or Thomas Sanders, you put them in there, and we don't even miss a beat.
Many big league fullbacks are merely strong lead blockers or short yardage specialists. Matt Suhey does that and a great deal more. He burrows for big gains, low to the ground, legs churning like pistons. A series or two later, he comes up with an acrobatic one-hand grab. But most importantly, fullbacks are counted on at the goal line. Suhey is at his toughest in precisely those situations. In Thomas Sanders, the Bears have more than a runner who can afford Peyton a breather, as he averaged over 8 yards a carry with 5 touchdowns. Dennis Gentry and number 33 Calvin Thomas distinguished themselves on special teams and in the Bear backfield, joining a talented group of runners who totaled 2,700 yards on the ground, the best in the NFL. A new face counted on for the future was rookie Neil Anderson, who showed signs of why he was a first-round draft pick. Depth and desire had them undefeated, but in the season's 7th week, the march finally faltered. Against Minnesota, Mike Ditka saw something quite foreign to him on the scoreboard. An opponent had more points than his Bears. 2 weeks later, the Rams' Mike Lansford drilled a 50-yarder with seconds left, and the Bears had suddenly lost 2 out of 3. But Chicago had just what it needed to right themselves. Bear defense. Under new defensive coordinator Vince Tobin, there were different wrinkles and different terminology, but some constants too, like the intensity of middle linebacker Mike Singletary.
I want to make sure that the guy on the other side of the ball realizes that I'm going to give him all I got and realize that I wasn't trying to hurt him. And go back to the huddle and say, I don't want to go back that way. I don't ever want to do that again. That's the impact that I would like to leave.
Number 50 delivers hits that cause his contact lenses to pop out. He blitzes, covers wideouts one-on-one, and never takes the wrong step. You must earn his respect. Dan Hampton is one of the few who has.
You ever seen True Grit? John Wayne. That's Dan Hampton. Loves to play football the way it's supposed to be played. And anytime you look out there on the field when the game is over, the guy's got the most tape on him, the most blood on him, and snot and everything else, you're looking at Dan Hampton.
First-time Pro Bowler Steve McMichael finally was recognized. William Perry became a wrecking ball of a defensive tackle, and sturdy 12-year veteran Mike Hartenstein set a club record for most games played. The Bear defense has a wealth of talent, an army of single-minded all-pros like Richard Dent.
Richard's always making big plays, whether it's sacking the quarterback or creating fumbles, whatever it is. Richard Dent is the guy.
Dent is strictly big play, and he led the team in sacks for the 3rd straight year. But this season, big play honors must go to another. Wilbur Marshall scored a pair of touchdowns and intercepted 5 passes, the most by a Bear linebacker in 10 years. Quite simply, he was everywhere. Add 8 sacks by Otis Wilson, and the Bear D compiled 62, the most in the conference. In the secondary, Gary Fensick broke Richie Pettibone's interception record by picking off his 38th pass, and his 1,110 tackles make him the busiest Bear of all time. Rookie Vesti Jackson improved with each game, while in his best season ever, cornerback Mike Richardson intercepted a career-high 7 passes. Number 22, Dave Durison, pounded his way to his 2nd straight Pro Bowl and led all NFL defensive backs with 7 sacks. The Chicago Bear defense, perhaps the best unit ever assembled. A unit that crushed 7 straight opponents on the way to their 3rd straight division title. It began with a 23-3 beating of Tampa Bay. Mike Tomczak sparkled in his finest performance as a Bear, and the defense allowed but a field goal. It was on the road again, to Atlanta. The defense buried the Falcons, while Tomczak and Emery Moorhead connected on an 85-yard play that keyed a 13-10 win. The Bears were finding ways to win, and one of the best was when they didn't have the ball. The Packers were next to fall.
Making a 3rd and 6 Green Bay. Long count by Randy Wright. He takes, hands it off. And Hampton nailed him in the end zone. And the Bears are on the board defensively, leading by the score of 2-0. Brackett, a 35-yard punt earlier. Here's the snap. Brackett takes both. Fires! Right, Sean Gale into the end zone. The Bears going to recover. Recovered by Chicago for a touchdown.
Now we're fired up. That's the way.
7 times they would come from behind to win, the mark of a champion. Such was the case against Pittsburgh in an overtime thriller.
Kevin Butler on the field goal try. Here it is, a high snap. Butler gets it down. Butler pokes it to the upright. Down and in. Goal! Kevin Butler wins it in overtime. Bears 13, Steelers 10. Shotgun formation for Mike Tomczak. Here's the snap from Hilgenberg. Tomczak steps up.
Mike Tomczak and Doug Flutie each ran, handed off, and threw for touchdowns in Chicago's 5th consecutive win. Tampa Bay was lucky to score. Very lucky.
Steve Young ducks it under his center, takes the snap. He's straight back. He looks to throw. Now, intercepted by Todd Bell. Bell laterals it over now to Richard. And a goal by Tampa Bay down the right sideline. Then Cleveland's going to go all the way for the touchdown.
You can afford to hand over free touchdowns when you're blowing out your opponent. And the Bears had the last laugh when Lou Barnes turned only his 3rd return ever into an 85-yard score. The offense exploded in a 48-14 rout, but the following week, again the attack went into hiding. On a Monday night in Detroit, Matsui scored their only touchdown. But thanks to the defense and Kevin Butler, the Bears won with 4 seconds remaining.
Here it is, placement made, the kick is up, and it is gone! The Chicago Bears have come from behind for a 16-13 victory.
In the season finale, the Cowboys were overrun 24-10 as Vince Tobin's defense established an NFL record by allowing the fewest points in a 16-game season, and Doug Flutie lit up the Texas sky.
42-yard line, Chicago territory. Single back offense, Payne the lone setback, Flutie looking to the air. Flutie with time, floats it, rainbowing right side.
7 straight victories, and it was on to the playoffs.
Now look, kickoff return, get in here. All you worked for since June is on the line. Let's go middle cross and stick it right where we need to do it. Middle cross, go.
January at Soldier Field, the time and place where playoff opponents were shut out in 1985. But the Washington Redskins would prove to be more than a worthy opponent a year later. Flutie and Galt helped the Bears keep pace, but in the end, turnovers and the Jay Schrader to Art Monk connection closed the curtain on Chicago's season.
Bryant, the lone setback. Schrader looking over. Bears show a blitz up front, and here they come. Schrader rolling right. Pumps once, throws the right side of the end zone. Wide open, Art Monk, touchdown! The Redskins will advance for the Chicago Bears. Season certainly filled with their share of adversity and challenges has come to an end with a 14-3 record, and it ends in the divisional playoffs in the NFC.
It's survival of the fittest. It's a challenge. You make a commitment. You're either better than the other guy or he's better than you. Every play. I learned a long time ago that if you want to be good, you beat the other guy. You beat him physically, you beat him mentally, you beat him condition-wise. That's got to be foremost in your mind, that you can play harder and you can play longer than the other guy. And in the end, if you can do those things, you should come out on top.
The Chicago Bears have been world champions. They know what it takes to be the best. There is much to prove and achieve. And in 1987, there's every reason to believe that Chicago will be back.
Come to win. So in this up and down roller coaster type season, the Bears and Redskins meet today for the right to face the Minnesota Vikings and play host to the NFC Championship.
Go Bears, let's go! Let's go Chicago!
You know what this is for, like we said before. This is for the World Championship starting right now. Let's go special. Kick it to the side and go.
Come on, Jimmy, come on!
McKinnon in motion to the near side. Here's a quick hit. Calvin Thomas, touchdown up the middle. Peyton is in the slot on the left side. And McMahon takes. He's back to throw. Sets up short. He's the right side. Touchdown! Ron Morris. Touchdown!
There was an eerie feeling of deja vu for the Chicago Bears. For the second year in a row, Washington was their playoff opponent. Once again, the freezing face of Soldier Field was the proving ground for a game of high stakes, sharp edges, and revenge. Might makes right could have been the motto of both teams. Two heavyweights standing toe-to-toe, landing and absorbing blow after blow. Chicago may have outmuscled and out-hit the Redskins, but once again, they could not outscore them. The Bears lost 21-17. But even as Washington hurdled their way to a world championship, Chicago was placing the chip back on its shoulder, intent that 1988 will be a year to bear down. The Monday night opener. The 86 champion New York Giants versus the 85 champion Chicago Bears. Super Bowl 21.5.
Tomczak back to throw. Blitz is on. Tomczak lost it over the middle. Going for Morris. And
the defense summoned a ferocity remindful of Super Bowl 20. And Mike Tomczak calmly found the open man. It was truly a blowout.
McKinnon inside the 10. Dennis makes a play on it at the 6. Cutting left to the 10. Good move. 25-30.
Great teams rise to great occasions, and the Bears were breathtaking in their 34-19 victory. There would be no letdown against Tampa Bay just 6 days later. Neil Anderson's up-the-gut touchdown sealed a 20-3 victory. But suddenly the Stars were unable to perform, and understudies took the stage as strike rumors became a reality. Mike Ditka would make a go of it with his spare Bears.
It's easy to coach the guys who are tremendous stars in the league, the all-pros. I mean, they don't need a whole lot of coaching. But when you take a young man, a free agent, and you watch this kid develop and grow, and you can see the lights going on in his head where he sees this and he sees that and he learns, that's what it's all about anyways. And now we just happen to have 45 guys like that.
To paraphrase Kipling, if you can keep your cool when others can't, you'll make it through. The Bears did just that. Patterns became precise and receivers sure-handed. The defense played like the real thing. The Sean Paytons weren't the Walter Paytons, yet the replacement team won 2 of 3. The strike damaged the team's continuity, but Ditka and his staff redoubled their efforts. Some say Mike Ditka is a coach who retains the competitive fire of a player. When he did play, there was none more consumed with pride and winning. In 1987, number 89 became the first and only tight end to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was a bull of a blocker and a classic team player who literally ran till he could run no more. Iron Mike, a Bear through and through. But now he'd be back on the sidelines, for his spare Bears were gone, and the regulars were back. Could a thoroughbred standing idle in its stall return to the race and win again?
I don't know if you can recapture it. I really don't. We're on our way to do this, and all of a sudden we're going to take a 6-week vacation, and then we're going to pick up right where we left off and take off again. I don't think you can do it.
The starting gate flew open against the Bucks. Chicago fell, then righted itself for a daring comeback.
Right top, Zach draws back, hands it off to Anderson, sweeping left, gets a block from top there, makes the turn, 35, 25, 20, left side, he's going to go, touchdown! A high kick, McKinnon in his tracks at the 35, dancing to the 40, cutting right, 45, 50, right sideline, one man to beat, cutting left to the 40, 20, goodbye, it's over, Dennis McKinnon, touchdown! All right, no flag.
Jim McMahon was back, and with 1:28 to play, made the play that had to be made.
Bears go without a huddle. Second down from the 6. McMahon looks to throw. Dumps it over the middle.
The Bears won by a single point. Their last-minute heroics would be repeated against Kansas City. Explosive kick returner Dennis Gentry cut back and cut into a 14-0 Chiefs lead. The defense finally corralled Bill Kenny after 4 scoring passes, while McMahon and Willie Gault teamed up for 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns and the game winner, 31-28.
From the 38, McMahon on the back pedal, steps up over the middle and goes. He's got Willie Gault, take it right to the 15, 10-5, touchdown!
Way to come down. Willie. They did it again. Can you believe it?
No score, first period of play. First possession for Chicago's offense. Back to throw McMahon. There's another.
Neil Anderson scored on Chicago's first play in Green Bay, but with 56 seconds left, another miracle was required for the 3rd straight week. McMahon battled the Packers and the clock. With 4 seconds left, the wind swirled across the mud, and Kevin Butler's kick would have to travel 52 yards.
Out of the hole to Mike Tomczak. 52-yard field goal attempt. The angle to the left side. Tomczak down on one knee. Arm extended. Waiting for the snap from Maddox. Here it is. The placement made. The kick by Butler. It's on its way to the uprights, and it is gone!
The Bears found a way to win, and their front wall provided the time to find that way. All-Pro Jay Hilgenberg, Tom Thayer, number 62 Mark Bortz, Keith Van Horn, and the sturdy Jim Covert.
I think first of all, he has to be intelligent, know how to play the game. And I don't mean intelligent book smart, I mean intelligent football smart.
Covert and his fellow front men also had to overcome injury, but they played through the pain and stood tall. Mike Tomczak played well when called upon, and when tight end Tim Reitman was injured, veteran Emory Moorhead caught a pass in every game he played. Jim McMahon returned to find a new target in Cap Bozo, and a potential star in rookie Ron Morris, who averaged close to 20 yards per reception. McMahon completed nearly 60% of his passes, and at the end of many was Willie Gault, team leader in touchdown catches. But the Bears' foundation is the running game. Matt Suey, Thomas Sanders, Calvin Thomas, and Dennis Gentry all possess big play qualities. And last season, number 35, Neil Anderson, emerged as the team leader in rushing and receiving. In the years to come, Anderson's impact on the game should grow. But in the years gone by, no one amazed us with his grace, awed us with his talents, and inspired us with his spirit like the great Walter Payton.
I look back at everything I've done in my life, I wouldn't change, because if I did, I probably wouldn't be the person I am now. I'm somewhat pleased with what I am.
He's a great example to young people. I mean, if you want to get to the top and not be satisfied at reaching the top and try to stay up there for a long time, I think he's the greatest example you could look at.
What makes Walter so special and so unique is his genuine, complete desire of being the very best possible.
In the game's history rushed for more yards. No one battered more defenders. No one performed with more class. He became the model, the prototype of excellence. sweetness. For 13 years, he marched upfield against defenses designed to stop only him. He missed just one game. Testimony of his unmatched durability. Walter Payton. He leaves with the game's records and the hearts of the game's fans. Week 10, the regulars were still undefeated. And in Denver, Jim McMahon turned in his finest performance of the year.
Back to fake to Payton, dumping the left side is McMahon. He's got his man spreading loose to the 40 down the left sideline. Will he go all the way to the end zone for the touchdown? Split backfield for Chicago. McMahon takes, rolls right, being chased by Craig and throws the right side of the end zone. Touchdown!
This time there would be no McMiracle. The Bears lost. The first time they had done so in 25 starts with number 9 at the helm. It was back home then for the victory over the Detroit Lions.
Shotgun formation. Long takes the snap, back pedals in the end zone. He throws the left side and a leaping attempt is down the right sideline to the end zone for the touchdown. John Gale.
The defense, Neil Anderson and Dennis McKinnon, sparked a 30-10 win, and the Bears were back in stride.
First down, and McMahon back to throw. Dumps it up the middle. Left to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5.
There would be no last gasp drama needed to dispose of the Packers the second time around, as Anderson and Thomas Sanders sealed an efficient and bruising 23-10 win. A victory in Minnesota would mean a perfect 7-0 division record and Chicago's 4th straight division title. Mike Ditka transformed the Lake Forest complex into a roller rink, dubbed the Metrodome the Roller Dome, and prompted Viking cheerleaders to don their skates. The Bears put pressure on themselves at Minnesota and welcomed it.
Here's the snap to McMahon. Rushes on. McMahon heaves it deep down the right side. Will he go out there over the shoulder? Catch. Touchdown! Chicago on the 1st and 10. Back to throw. McMahon drills the left side. He's got Willie go. Spins away to the end zone. Touchdown!
A fire was stoked in the dome, and when Wade Wilson and Anthony Carter hooked up twice for scores, it threatened to rage out of control. Mike Singletary and company quickly doused the blaze with a mighty goal line stand, leaving Mike Tomczak in relief of McMahon to face a 1-point deficit with 40 seconds remaining.
Tomczak takes, he's back to throw again. Tomczak fires it over the middle. He's got Gentry, breaks the tackle, 30, 25, 20, takes to the 15.
The Bears were division champions. But after the win at Minnesota, a 2-week slump gripped Chicago. San Francisco handed the Bears the first of a pair of losses, and the proud Bear defense was questioned.
Well, I don't know whether there's problems with the defense. I don't think we felt like that we've played as well as we're capable of playing all during the year. We've been spotty. We played good at times. We played good in particular ball games, and it hasn't been as consistent as we would like, and that's a concern to us.
Sacks were not a concern. The Bears led the league with 70. Richard Dent's 13.5 were the second highest total in the NFL, while 5.5 in the last 4 games vaulted Steve McMichael into the Pro Bowl. In his 9th season, Dan Hampton played as recklessly as his first. Al Harris pursued opponents. William Perry engulfed them. Despite a -20 turnover ratio, the Bears still fielded the NFL's second-best defense. Otis Wilson outsacked all Bear linebackers, and Ron Rivera picked off a pair of passes. Captain Mike Singletary pounded his way to his 5th straight Pro Bowl, while All-Pro teammate Dave Durison led the defense in tackles and interceptions. Maurice Douglas, Mike Richardson, Todd Bell, and Reggie Phillips blasted enemy receivers. Vesti Jackson improved in his 2nd season, while the only touchdown turned in by the defense belonged to safety Sean Gale. Chicago's defensive backfield has always been staffed by hitters. There was no room for the timid. For 12 years, Gary Fensick was a receiver's nightmare. The dapper Yale man off the field, Fensick played with vintage Bear ferocity and retires as Chicago's all-time leading interceptor and tackler. Gary Fensick was a genuine overachiever, and in the season's final week, he rejoined the starting defense to face the Raiders. Nine sacks later, the Bears were 6-3 winners in a game dominated by the defense. The playoffs and a hard lesson lay ahead. Chicago lost and was left to ponder its fate. Defeat is either a burden or a cure, depending on the message the Bears elect to take from it. For the Bears of 1988, the message will be one of unity and purpose.
That's what football is. It's an opportunity. What they do with that opportunity is entirely up to them, but it's up to the commitment they're willing to make. And I'm easy to get along with as long as a guy breaks his butt. When I think a guy's dogging it or taking a short way out, then he's got no way, because I never did that. And therefore, a guy should have no problem playing for me if he's willing to do that, and if he likes to win, because that's my only goal. And we've done that, and we've done it in our style, and it's been a good style. It's been a fair, clean style of football. We play very hard, and I don't ever want that to change. And when I think we're not playing hard because people aren't putting out, then they're going to have a lot of problems with me.
Ditka demands maximum effort, and nothing short will be accepted. They must turn it up a notch as they aim for their 5th straight division title in 1988. A year to bear down.
I think the measurement in life is not sometimes what you accomplish, sometimes it's what you overcome, what you overcome, what you overcome.
Because of all the things that happened during the course of this season with us, we were forced to come together because we had already been counted out before the first kickoff. And because of that, we had to come together as a group of 45 men with one goal, and that was to prove everybody else wrong. This year, we weren't the most talented team, but we were the best team. And I think that that's what made this year special.
No penalty, everybody get a block, let's bring it out, get it going. Let's go. Now we're gonna go special. Detroit, brother, you get that number 5. Let's go!
If the Super Bowl trophy was awarded to the team that overcame the toughest tests, the Chicago Bears would be the winner. A line without Jim Covert for much of the year would no longer clear the way for the retired Walter Payton. Nor could they be certain of whom would direct the rebuilt offense, as injuries pressed 3 different quarterbacks into duty. Lost was manpower. found was willpower as Chicago retooled its attack and made the big play. These wounded Bears stayed together and survived. In the end, they fought through the fog, the chilling rain, the swirling snow, and gloom of night to earn their 5th straight division title. Players relieved Mike Ditka of his cigars after his heart attack, then fired them up when he was named Coach of the Year. With Richard Dent gone for the playoff push, Sean Gale on crutches, and 4 1987 starters lost before opening day, new faces man the familiar furious defense. The 1988 Chicago Bears. They took the year personally. They endured trial after trial, proving they were indeed champions at heart. There are easier ways to start a season than by facing Miami's Dan Marino. But in the overcast opener, Marino's right arm was no match for Chicago's young legs. The Bears controlled the ball for 3 quarters, kept Marino off the field, and dominated the Dolphins 34-7.
Down call now. Dolphins jumped a count too soon, it appeared. On the right side, Sanders pops it loose to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike Ditka met the press.
Ball control was good. We ran the ball. We got good offensive linemen. We run the ball well. We're proud of our people. We like our people. For those who don't like our people, that's tough. We like them.
On the road in Indianapolis, Ditka's young guns edged the Colts 17-13, then reloaded for Minnesota. Chicago suffered its worst defeat of the season, 31-7. To push them forward, Ditka used a little reverse psychology.
We're going to try to do what we can do to bounce back. But you're right, the passing of the torch, I guess it's almost a foregone conclusion that we're going for the wild card right now, and I don't think there's any other way to look at it. I'm serious. I don't know what you're laughing at. I mean, that's the outside chance we have is a wild card. I don't think there's any question about that.
It was disturbing for some of the guys, but I asked him, I said, hey, are you giving up on us? He said, no, there's no way in the world I'd ever do that.
2nd down and 8 yards to go. Chicago, Green Bay 45. Jim Anderson sweeping right. He makes the turn. He's to the 35-30.
Yes,
He crosses to the clear. He's going all the way to the 10-5. Touchdown, Neil Anderson.
There would be no passing of the torch as the Bears rolled to 5 straight wins as the defense held opponents to single digits for 5 straight weeks. Thomas Sanders sealed the 24-6 pasting of the Packers, while big plays did in the undefeated Bills.
Jim McMahon takes the snap and backpedals from the pocket. McMahon pops it over the middle. Ron Morris across the 45, cutting right to the buddy. He's going to go all the way. 10-5, touchdown, Ron Morris.
All-Pro Richard Dent was absolutely unblockable. All-Pro Jay Hilgenberg picked up every stunt. But it was unlikely hitman Jim McMahon who served up the biggest block of all in a 24-3 win.
To Anderson, gives it up to Gentry. He got by the linebacker Bennett. He has some open field. To the 50, 45 down the right side, breaks into the clear. He's to the 20, to the 15, 10-5, touchdown!
The Lions were disposed of 24-7 as Long and Hilger were tossed around while McMahon and Mike Tomczak each tossed touchdowns.
third down. McMahon back to throw, slants to the right side. He's got McKinnon to the 5. Touchdown! Tom Zach looks to the air, rolls right, now stops, drills the middle, got a man wide open. Touchdown! Ron Morris!
Ditka's September suggestion of passing the torch ignited an eternal flame in his Bears as McKinnon and Ron Morris helped close in on an undefeated October.
Snap to Jim McMahon out of the shotgun, looks downfield, winds up, rainbows left side for Morris, and he makes a spinning touchdown!
While young defenders helped stuff the Cowboys 17-7, it was veteran Mike Singletary who landed the hit of the year.
The only thing that I can say is I was just coming at a good angle, and he was in a position where he had just decided to maybe I'll slide, and I just came and got a great opportunity to hit him. A hit like that, I wouldn't want anybody to be on the other end of that. That's just something that is unfortunate.
With Otis going down and then the loss of Wilbur Marshall, Mike's role became that much more important. Aside from the fact that he was going to have to control the middle, he had to make sure that both Jim Morrissey and Ron Rivera were on the same page. And that can be a difficult task, especially when you've got to also lead an entire defense. But Mike was up for it.
No NFL player has greater dedication than Mike Singletary. For the six-time Pro Bowler, the projector is on far more than the pads. And for a while, he focused on those lined up next to him as well as those across from him, but not for long. Number 51, Jim Morrissey, listened well and learned quickly, as did Ron Rivera, number 59. The young linebackers manned the flats. The veteran tackles flattened men. Arkansas's Dan Hampton intimidated with his mere presence. Texas's Steve McMichael led the team in sacks. Together, they thought as one and delivered the blows of 10. Quarterbacks sometimes sacked themselves or ran headlong into Al Harris. And then there was Richard Dent. There is no better pure pass rusher in the game today. Dent broke many a passer's will before breaking his leg in the season's 13th week. Without Dent, Gale, and the retired Gary Fensick, Dave Duerson tightened up his chin strap and forged ahead. Vesti Jackson led the team with 8 interceptions. Maurice Douglas, Mike Richardson, David Tate, and Todd Crum made for a stiff final line of defense. When it was over, Vince Tobin's refurbished, rethought, disguised coverage defense allowed the fewest points in the entire NFL. The defense spearheaded the winning streak, and it would require all they had to extend that streak to 5 against San Francisco.
I think our defensive line is playing very well this year. Richard and McMichael and Al Harris and myself, I think we're the basis that we had to build upon. And like I said in training camp, the team and the defensive team will go as far as the front four carry us. This week, we're going to have to carry a lot.
In front of Monday night millions, Jerry Rice and the Niners marched the length of the field on their first possession.
Your first drive and a team go down on you and put it in, it's not a good feeling, you know. You got to get some confidence back, and you got to let them know you mean business. Okay, you got one, but who says you can get any more? And that's the attitude that we took, and we just went to work from there on, and we just decided they wouldn't get any more points.
San Francisco saw a great deal of Dent, Singletary, and Hampton, but never caught another glimpse of the Bear end zone. Chicago held a slim 10-9 lead. a lead the defense made stand on 4th down with just over a minute left to play.
Holding!
Champions aren't always great, but they are when they have to be. At 7-1, the Bears were playing with the heart of a champion.
Come on, make it a little bit of
Mike Ditka builds them up.
No penalties. Let's get it out. We get some fun. Damn it, Keith! How can you do that?
He also knocks them down.
How can you do that?
Iron Mike is the embodiment of the team. And on November the 2nd, the Bear organization was rocked.
Good afternoon, I'm Linda McLennan.
And I'm Lester Holt. Topping our news today at 4:30, the coach of the Chicago Bears, Mike Ditka, recovering tonight from a heart attack. At this hour, Coach Ditka is in serious condition at Lake Forest Hospital.
Mike Ditka is known for his regular early morning workout regimen. Today's workout ended abruptly. Chest pains made it difficult for the coach to get dressed for a George Bush campaign appearance.
The greatest thing we got going for us is life, and the greatest thing we have going within that life is the human body. Well, the players are surprised, but I knew I had a heart.
We were humbled. We were sorrowed. We thought for a while there Mike Ditka was immortal. You know, nothing would happen to him. He trained so vigorously. He took such an aggressive approach to coaching the game, and all of a sudden his life would have passed by him in 1 second.
A lot of guys are saying that it was a ploy to see how we would rally around and how we would play. And Mike Ditka is our driving force. It always has been. And we love him dearly. And I think he is a reflection of the way we play. All he would want us to do is go out there and play at 100% and do the best that we could do.
They didn't win for interim coach Vince Tobin or Mike Ditka. They won for themselves, a trait infused in them by their head coach.
The left side, touchdown!
Whatever it took, no matter the cost. Even the youngest Bears, 13 rookies in all, assembled by Vice President Bill Tobin and his staff, had an impact. Men like Brad Mustard, these champions at heart, were on a mission. Their 5th straight division title.
Tackle, 25, breaks into the clear, touchdown, to the 20, to the 15, 8 to the 10, to the 5, touchdown!
Mark Bortz and the return of Jim Covert helped trample Tampa Bay twice, while Neil Anderson personally took care of the Packers.
2nd down and 4 yards to go from the 20. Toss Anderson, looks to cut it back, now bounces to his right. He crosses 35 to the 40, chases another defender to the 50, cutting left into the clear. Neil Anderson to the 30, being chased by Dave Brown to the 20, down the left sideline to the 10 to the 5, touchdown!
Their leader returned in the 2nd game of a new 4-game winning streak, and against the defending champion Redskins, his men went to the mat for him, literally. Matsui scored, Tomczak scored, and a 34-14 blowout was underway.
Snap to Tomczak on 3rd down. He fires the left side. Gentry! Touchdown! Touchdown! And here's the give. Neil Anderson from Jim Harbaugh. Anderson slanting to the left. Anderson makes the turn to the 45 down the left sideline. He's gone to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown!
There are 2 constants in our offense. One is the offensive line, and 2 is Neil Anderson. He's very versatile. He's the type of guy, when he takes a hit, a hard hit, he won't let you know it. He'll get back in the huddle and say, give me the ball again.
Keith Van Horn, Tom Thayer, and John Wojciechowski helped pave the way for over 1,100 Neil Anderson rushing yards. But in Chicago, backs must do more than carry the ball, as Anderson caught passes for nearly 400 yards. And perhaps it was his predecessor, Walter Payton, who showed Neil there's a certain sweetness to making a perfect block.
I call him Charlie because his name is Charles Noel Anderson, and I have great respect for Charles Noel Anderson because I think that Charles Noel Anderson can be one of the great backs in this game. He's made some runs this year that we haven't seen in a long time, and we've had the greatest running back in the world here.
35-40, Anderson 35, cuts to the middle at the 30, 25-20, he might go! Neil Anderson, touchdown, Chicago!
In a year of hurdles and hardships, Neil Anderson was a constant. And in the season's 15th week, the division title they fought so hard for was at last within reach. December at Soldier Field, snow falling, and a familiar old foe, the Detroit Lions. Everyone contributed. Jim Harbaugh and Kevin Butler step forward this time with the title 8 seconds and 32 yards away.
Fourth down with 8 seconds to go. The Bears are trailing 12-10 out of the hold of Brian Wagner.
I've got butterflies.
Hilgenberg on the snap. Here it is. Placement made. The kick by Butler sails to the end. It is good.
We faced adversities, we looked them in the eye, and we beat them. With Mike Ditka losing the head coach, the motivator of this team, we lost him. We looked adversity in the eye, we beat it. And I think it did a lot for the team to show that we could play without him, but it also showed us that we needed him to be a powerful team like we are right now.
For us, it was just a personal thing. And then in preparation for the playoffs, nothing more had to be said.
Have never beaten the Bears in Chicago.
And they wouldn't this time either, as Tom Zach and McKinnon got the Bears off to a lightning start.
Gentry comes in motion to the near side, now turns back the other way, snap to Tom Zach, rushes on. Tom Zach has time, he rainbows the right side, McKinnon wide open ahead of the field, to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Bears! 64 yards! Give us Anderson, first of all, touchdown!
Illinois poet Carl Sandburg wrote, "The fog creeps in on little cat feet." In moments, Soldier Field was shrouded in an eerie, thick mist. Under pressure and a smothering blanket of fog in a game where announcers couldn't announce, coordinators couldn't coordinate, and fans couldn't see, the Bear defense made the plays that had to be made.
You can get ground all you want, but you got to hold them to a field goal. You don't want to let them in the end zone.
Here's the snap now to Cunningham on 1st and 10 with no huddle. He fires the left side, and it's intercepted, I believe. Intercepted by the Bears and returned downfield. I can't see. I cannot see him. I wonder if it's Mo Douglas. It is Mo Douglas, who comes across the field through the fog with the football in his left arm.
You know, actually, if Mike Ditka had come across the field with the ball, we could have assumed he intercepted it.
Chicago was one victory away from Super Bowl 23.
I think the measurement in life is not sometimes what you accomplish, sometimes it's what you overcome, what you overcome, what you overcome.
Finally, the Chicago Bears faced an opponent they couldn't overcome. There would be no trip to Miami. A day of promise melted into a night of unfulfilled dreams. Learning from defeat is not the Bear approach. Winning is everything. A world championship and 5 consecutive division titles in the 80s attest to that. It's a sense of family honor, and the Bear family will continue its winning ways.
What the Bears are doing, they're looking towards the future. They're getting people with the right type of attitudes, the right caliber, the right temperament, so they can blend them in. You've seen it during this year. A lot of people have been hurt. They brought other people in, and it seemingly like things haven't even slowed down, simply because of the blend, the mixture, and the attitude. The mix here has been such a tremendous mix that things are always going to go out right, simply because the people have the right attitude. The coaches, they know what it takes to win. The players, they know what they have to put out, so they know what it takes to win. They know what it feels like to win, and they want to continue to win. It's sort of like a family.
As Mike Ditka says, sometimes it's not what you accomplish, but what you overcome. Accomplishment and championships are the bottom line. But in order to accomplish anything, you must have heart. The Chicago Bears are champions at heart.
I think the expectation of the Bears is very high, which is great, and I like great things to be expected. That's what it's all about. You know, don't give me a crutch and all these things. Just give me a chance.
For Edward McCaskey and his Bear family, Chicago's 70th season seemed another bright prospect. Throughout the 80s, they had rolled to 5 straight division titles and a world championship. In compiling a 42-17 record under Mike Ditka, they reigned atop the NFC Central for an incredible 86 straight weeks. But last season, somehow, the Bears lost their sense of invincibility and 6 straight games down the stretch. The Hunters became the hunted, as 1989 was to be endured rather than celebrated.
In the past, it never happened. If the game was close, we found a way to win. We got some breaks, and we won. And so people never questioned them. So I don't think this team is a whole lot different from the teams in the past.
We're just going to have to go out and just really, really play Bear football. And that's what it's going to come down to.
The wounds were many and deep. But as the legend goes, when you confront a wounded bear, you'd better beware, because the most ferocious creature in the wild is indeed a wounded bear. A Chicago trademark is a lightning start. Fast from the gate, quick to the top. 1989 was no exception. Defending AFC champion Cincinnati was first to fall.
Tomczak looking over the defense, takes the snap. He's back to throw. He throws it over the top. Gentry in motion to the right side. Snaps to Tomczak. Steps up, takes it himself. Tomczak to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown!
The Bears won their 6th straight opener, 17-14, then blew away Minnesota. The Vikings were crushed, 38-7, behind 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns in the final 11 minutes.
First down, Bears. Here's the handoff. Anderson to slant to the right side. Touchdown! Wilson in the pocket. Heath for left side. Thornton out of the guy. 3rd down. Toss to Mark Green. Sweeping left for the touchdown. He's going to go all the way to the 10 to the 5.
Against the overmatched Lions, the Bears made it 3 in a row with a dominant 47-point performance.
Breaks through the 50, down the left side, 45-40. He's going all the way to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Neil Anderson, 53 yards!
Chicago scored on 9 of 12 possessions.
amassed 542 yards, and beat Detroit for the 10th straight time. Against the Eagles on Monday night, the Bears ran when Philadelphia expected pass, and passed when the run seemed logical. It was a shell game that befuddled the Birds play after play.
First and goal inside the 2-yard line. Tomczak rolling left. He pops the right side of the end zone. Touchdown! Matt Suey!
Chicago outthought their opponent and outhit them. And for millions who'd hoped to see Randall Cunningham run and gun, his running was backwards and his hardest throws were in disgust. In the end, Neil Anderson and Player of the Week Mike Tomczak spearheaded a convincing 27-13 victory.
Tomczak back to throw off play action. Wings it on right side. Jim Thorpe of the 20, cutting right down the sideline. 15, 10 to the 5. Touchdown!
The Bears were winning as a team.
It takes a lot of character to be a good team. It doesn't take a whole lot of character to be a good player. You know, one player can be outstanding, but to put it all together and work for the common good. I guess my high school coach, he used to spell character G-U-T-S, guts. And whatever that entails to you is what it is. To me, character is being willing to start something and finish it.
In a game that weeds out the weak and rewards the strong, Chicago's offensive line, anchored by All-Pro Jay Hilgenberg, is a testimony to professionalism. For 100 consecutive games, Hilgenberg has started every play, and guards like Tom Thayer, number 57, have finished them off. Number 62, Mark Bortz, turned the corner with a resolute mind and a lowered shoulder. For 7 years, Twin Towers' Jim Covert and Keith Van Horn have stood tall as bookends of a veteran line whose collective game face mirrors that of Chicago's crusty defenders.
The way we play defense is from an offensive point of view. In other words, we are an attacking defense. The majority of the time when we play explosively, we force things to happen. In other words, we are going to basically dictate what an offense can and cannot do.
For 7 straight Pro Bowl years, Mike Singletary has been doing the dictating, and there's nothing he cannot do. He led the team in tackles and started every game. Number 50 was the clenched fist of the defense. A defense that lost its soul, venerable Dan Hampton, after 4 undefeated weeks. Hampton gives new meaning to the phrase wounded bear, as each knee has now been operated on 5 times. He had 2 sacks against the Bengals in the opener, and his loss was a deep cut to be sure. But other veterans rushed in to help fill the void. One was rangy Richard Dent, Chicago's sack machine, who in 1989 recorded his 82nd, the most in club history. Tough Texan Steve McMichael was one of only 2 defenders to start every game and was second in sacks and tackles. For a month, William Perry helped push the pile back, but without their wisest warrior, big number 99, Ditka's young defenders would have to grow up in a hurry. After 4 wins came 3 defeats. The Bears were moonwalking, doing the dance that gives the appearance of moving ahead when they were really sliding in reverse. They needed a new step. So Richard Dent did some slam dancing against the Rams.
Slide to the left side, 2nd and 10, Rams at the 19. Anderson wide to the right now as he moves in motion. And here's the get through. Oh, he's covered on the play by Richard Dent. Belt was hammered on the play. It was vicious.
What Dent unleashed, the youngsters finished as Donnell Wolford and Marcus Paul smothered Los Angeles, and Jim Harbaugh stepped in to lead a 20-10 win.
Third down and 6, and Harbaugh loves the left side for Davis. Over the shoulder, catch is made in the 5 to the end zone. No, they're going to rule him down. Here we go. Harbaugh takes, gives to Mustard, lunges forward up the middle. Touchdown! On a second and third effort, Brad Mustard got it done.
With competition tougher, the demands are greater. To retool, to stay young, to keep winning.
My job is to try to put the best football team out there that I can. When teams get old, as a group, they no longer win. And you can't let that happen. You must keep infusing new talent in there. And I don't care if a guy's all pro in 85. He may not be playing in 87 anymore because those talents diminish. And if they diminish enough in 2 years, you got to replace them. So that's what we try to do.
For 10 years, Matsui came to work with hard hat in hand. Nearly 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns later, Suey is retiring, leaving a legacy for Mike Tomczak and younger Bears to emulate. Tomczak started 11 games last season and threw for over 2,000 yards, a career high. He stayed in the pocket and took the hit, then exacted his revenge on the very next play. Tomczak played within himself and fired 16 touchdown passes. Jim Harbaugh was a bit more fancy-free.
Harbaugh, deep drop, steps up, under pressure, flushed out of the pocket, rolling right. Harbaugh's going to take it himself to the 20, to the 15. He's to the 10, cutting right to the 5, to the end zone, touchdown!
Harbaugh set a Bears single-season record by completing over 62% of his passes. Not every one, however, as precisely as it was drawn up. Tomczak and Harbaugh, Chicago's Big Two from the Big Ten. Different in approach, but both with the same aim: to get the ball into the hands of Wendell Davis, who has caught passes in 11 straight, and Ron Morris, another young weapon counted on for next year. 1989 was a terrific year for Dennis Gentry. He set a team record in career kickoff yards, led them with 667 receiving yards, ran the ball, and turned in Chicago's longest play from scrimmage.
Tomczak with time, steps up. He's going to scramble. No. Pop fly to the right side. Gentry is out there. He's got it. He's going all the way. Touchdown, Gentry!
If youth must be served, then it is served well at tight end. Number 80 Jim Thornton and Cap Bozo play that position for Hall of Famer Mike Ditka. Nothing more need be said. Brad Muster, a tailback at Stanford and fullback in Chicago, is making the transition and coming of age. He's a raging bull who wants the ball, and 8 times last year he rammed it in or soft-handed a pass for a touchdown, as was the case in a 20-0 win over Pittsburgh.
Slot to the left side of the wide receivers. Here comes McKinnon to motion to the near side. Harbaugh pulls back from center, rushes on. He has time now, floats it over the right side. Muster in the clear. 15 to the 10 to the 5. Yeah. Touchdown!
A pair of Lemuel Stinson interceptions underscored the shutout, and his hits echoed throughout the year. Of 26 defensive players, 23 started at one time or another. But while continuity was lost, David Tate, Vesti Jackson, and Sean Gale filled the ranks, manned the guns, and kept firing. Outside linebackers number 51 Jim Morrissey and Ron Rivera number 59 raised their level of play and lowered the boom. Fearing Chicago's defense might be losing its bite, the Bears drafted John Roper and 2 other rookies to keep them lean and mean. He was nabbed in the 2nd round and took over at outside linebacker for the final 10 games. Roper joined the Bears' 2 first-round picks on the all-rookie team. Trace Armstrong charged headlong into Herschel Walker and Barry Sanders and finished 3rd in sacks. Donnell Wolford, number 21, overcame 3 separate injuries and made an immediate impact. Roper, Armstrong, and Wolford man a new young battalion whose commander sees a bright future on battlegrounds to come.
We're still the Bears, but we're the young Bears. We're coming. We haven't really put all the pieces in place yet, but they're coming.
Barking out
it was the best of times and the worst of times as Chicago discovered that the line that separates victory from defeat can be excruciatingly thin.
Throws it back again for a touchdown! Penalty marker is down. There's a penalty marker down back near the 20.
And we shall see in a moment, but this will go down in the books. There's another.
It's a fraction of an inch either way.
After further review, we have a reversal. Touchdown.
The sword of defeat was thrust deep into Mike Ditka in 1989. But while he bled the most, he healed the fastest.
I know he's taken it tough. I've taken it tough, and there's some other guys on the team that have taken it tough. So I know for him, it's been one of the most frustrating things that he's ever had to deal with.
You know, he's dealt with some tough situations before, and I think that's basically the character makeup of this entire football team. One way or another, you know, we simply come to play and we rise to the occasion.
2nd down.
In seasons past, the Bears righted themselves and punched their way to the playoffs.
Rainbows it deep down the right side, going for Ron Moore. Yes. Sleeping grab, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
In Week 11, the Bears were being overrun by Tampa Bay when Mike Tomczak fired 3 touchdown passes in 3 minutes of the final quarter.
Feeds it over the left side for Davis, over the shoulder, touchdown! Sensational grab!
Rising to the challenge, launching the playoff push. The Bears surged ahead and took a once impossible lead.
Slot to the right side. Wendell Davis is wide to the left. Snap to Mike Tomczak. Rushes on. Tomczak pop fly to the left side. Going for Wendell Davis. Over the shoulder.
Another great catch. Great throwing. Great catch by Wendell Davis.
3rd down and 4. Who would have thought they'd go up on top?
In the final seconds, the playoff express derailed.
Igwe Moore with the arm extended, waiting for the snap. Here it is. The placement made. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have defeated the Chicago Bears 32-31.
They crashed to the mat, and there would be no bell to save them. The sun shined on teams routinely routed in the past, and the magic that only Chicago seemed to possess now belonged to others. 6 straight season-ending losses wounded even the proudest of Bears. But throughout it all, one lone kicker was in the midst of a streak of a far different nature. Kevin Butler had nailed 23 straight attempts as he composed a masterpiece, previously unheard of in NFL history.
Tomczak arm extended, waiting for the snap. Here it is. The placement made. The kick by Butler. It is up and it is good.
All right.
Kevin Butler has set the NFL record for consecutive field goals, his 24th in a row.
While Butler was a model of consistency, Neil Anderson was simply a model of what it is to be a Bear.
To the 45-50, left sideline. He's gone. Anderson to the 40, to the 30, to the 25, 20. He's going all the way. 60 yards for Neil Anderson.
I can take it the distance. I can score from, I think, anywhere on the field. I have enough speed to get to the end zone. I think that's my #1 strength. Neil Anderson plays with pride and intensity.
He puts on the pads with purpose and treats each carry as a new opportunity to make his mark. He rushed for nearly 1,300 yards, caught 50 passes, scored 15 touchdowns, and earned All-Pro honor. His touchdowns were effortless or spectacular, nothing in between.
Jim Harbaugh looks downfield, lofts the right side of the end zone for Anderson. Over the shoulder catch, touchdown!
He's both dedicated and dynamic and embodies what makes teams winners: resolve, vision, and honor. Qualities that Mike Ditka demands.
So I want him to understand what it is to be a Bear, what it is to wear that uniform, and I want there to be a lot of pride involved. That's all I ask him, to have a little pride, because the jersey's special to me. But I want him to feel that that's something special, put that blue jersey on, go out there and play for the Bears. If they don't feel that way, I'd rather not have them.
Being a Bear really means a lot to me. I mean, I take it to heart. Playing for the Bears is something that I'm really proud of. I get excited about it when I talk about it. And being a Bear, even the nature of a real Bear, you know, you wound him, and you better watch out. You better move camp.
You got to have a certain love for the game and a certain amount of respect for your teammates to want to go out each play and play it to its fullest.
I think individually, each player's got to take this game and say, hey, I'm going to play every play as if it were my last game as a professional athlete. I'm going to play every play like it's going to get us into the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And I'm going to play every play, just throw my whole body all over the field. Just get completely radical out there and just go crazy. I mean, that's what it's going to take.
Like the Granges, the Nagurskis, the Hallises, the Butkuses, and the Paytons, the honor roll of legendary Bears, these new Bears must draw on their proud past to forge a bright future. Yet Chicago will not back into tomorrow with one eye on yesterday. They were wounded in 1989, but the 90s are here and now. A new decade and a new opportunity to rule once more.